Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Dorchester, actually White Stadium in Dorchester for interleague football. St. Mary's in the white, South Boston in the red. St. Mary's looking to go 2-0 in the early season under their new coach, Sean Driscoll, winning a big one at home, and now their first game on the road, and they're going to get the ball to start. A new beginning for the St. Mary's program. Matt Durgan left it in very good shape. Had tremendous success. And now Sean Driscoll under the gun trying to keep it going. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to White Stadium in Dorchester for interleague football. It will be South Boston in the red kicking off to St. Mary's in the white. They'll be kicking off and we'll be underway here in the first period. We mentioned Sean Driscoll trying to go 2-0 in his early season, taking over from Matt Durgan, who certainly righted the ship for St. Mary's, got them as one of the better programs in the area, in the state, making the playoffs, going to Super Bowls. All bounced around at the 36-yard line. Freeman will return it to the 44 is where they'll put it in play.
Kick is fielded by Marvin Rosiris. Marvin Rosiris brings it out to 44-yard line, and that's where St. Mary's will start. First and 10. We remark the ball at the 45-yard line.
First and 10 from the 44. Freeman off the right side. Freeman picks up 7. Take it out to the 48-yard line of South Boston. It'll be second down and 3 for the Spartans. They run Freeman again off the right side. They finally push him out of bounds at the 23-yard line. He picks up 25.
Freeman on a long carry. Down to the 23-yard line.
Well, St. Mary's on the move. Freeman's got 32 yards and 2 carries. And we're going to get a timeout called by South Boston.
Timeout. South Boston. That's their first of the first half. They have 4 remaining.
Echeverria led the way last week with 3 touchdowns that St. Mary's got in the win column. Their first game on the road. They were home last week. They'll be back home this week. A little tougher. They'll be playing Catholic Memorial, taking on Coach John DiBiaso, the winningest coach in Massachusetts, coming over from Everett, coming to Catholic Memorial. Coming out of the timeout, Derek O'Leary, the quarterback, to keep everybody in close. Now they send a wide out to the near side. The wing comes in motion. To give to the wing, drops the ball. Picking it up is Joseph Rogue out in front, and O'Leary is going to save a touchdown. Rogue returns it 33 yards to the St. Mary's 44. So South Boston gets a little push. St. Mary's looked like they were going down. They had it at the 23-yard line. It looked like it might be going in. They turned the ball over. O'Leary saved the touchdown, tackling Rogue at the 44-yard line.
33-yard return of the fumble punt. The fumble.
And that's where they'll put it in play.
And 10 for South Boston.
So they'll have it for the first time. St. Mary's is shut down. So back and forth we go. Marcos Rome in the center leads them out. Motion coming to the near side. A little counter, trying to go to the backside. Pelehi is there to wrap up the ball carrier, Freeman. He'll lose 3 on the play, back to the 47-yard line. Where the stakes, they put the stake all the way back to the 43-yard line of South Boston. Now they have to change it. It would have been second and very long if they went by the stakes. It's going to be 2nd and 13. Wideouts right and left, they double them up on the near side. Now motion coming to the near side. They wind up with 3 wideouts. Now the motion goes back to the far side. Boston with the carry. That little dip inside got him around the corner. And Nebo takes him out. Back at the 43. He picked up 4. It'll be 2nd down and 9. Second and 9 from here. Long count by Martin. Looked like he almost surprised them with the snap. He throws it out quickly to Pena for no gain on the play. So it's going to bring up a 3rd and 9, and let's see what South Boston does. Tepanier in punt formation. They snap it over his head. It rolls all the way back. He falls on it. So the bad snap, and St. Mary's is right back in South Boston territory at the 32. They lose 25 yards on the play, but more importantly, they give St. Mary's the ball at the 32-yard line. St. Mary's comes out quickly. They send the wing to the far side. Everybody in tight. They give it to Freeman off the right side. All the way down to the 8-yard line. He picked up 24 on the play. And St. Mary's very quickly is going to have it 1st and goal. They were down here before and turned it over. Now they're down here again. Freeman again off the right side. Steady diet of George Freeman. He gets it down to the 3.
Freeman on the carry. Pick up a 6 on the play. 2nd and goal.
Second and goal from the 3 for the Spartans, trying to get on the board first. O'Leary brings the play back to the huddle. Steady diet of Freeman off the right side, bangs it in for a touchdown. And St. Mary's grabs a 6-0 lead.
3 yards and the touchdown. St. Mary's steps on the board first. They lead it 6-0 with 6 minutes and 22 seconds to go in the first quarter. Freeman on the 3-yard touchdown run.
The wing comes to the near side this time. They run Zach Barden. They keep running Freeman off the right side. They run Barden off the left side. He goes in for 2. And it's 8-0 St. Mary's early on here in the first period.
St. Mary's leads it 8-0.
So they didn't take advantage the first time. They fumbled it away. They get it back on the bad snap on the punt. And they take advantage. 3 plays, 32 yards. Freeman goes in from the 3. Barden with the conversion. And St. Mary's grabs an 8-0 lead. And Freeman will go back to work. He'll kick it off.
George Freeman to kick off for St. Mary's. Back deep for South Boston. Tony DePina and Daniel Austin.
Bouncing around. Austin breaks a tackle, takes it to the outside. 1 man to beat. He's around the corner. He's gone. 72 yards for the touchdown for Austin. So that momentum for St. Mary's is taken right away. 72 yards on the return, and all of a sudden it's 8-6. And they'll look for the conversion to try and tie it up.
That is a 72-yard kickoff return by Daniel Austin. And South Boston is on the scoreboard.
Strange game so far. St. Mary's had 2 chances. They fumbled one away. They scored one. Austin Prep gave them field position with bad snap on the punt. Now Austin gets South Boston back in it. 72 yards the return. And now they'll look for 2. DePina gets piled up. Not going to get in. So St. Mary's will hold on to a 2-point lead. And South Boston will kick it off. South Boston is minus 25 yards of offense, but they get 6 points on the board. And South Boston will kick it off again. Few fans have trickled in over on the far side from St. Mary's here at White Stadium in Dorchester. Boston plays out of the Boston City League. St. Mary's out of the Catholic Central League. And Carlos Robles once again will kick it off. He's a big boy, 6'1", 285. Senior. Left-footed kicker. They were missing a player, so they got to get their 11th guy out there. And our Robles will kick it off. Freeman will return it to the 30-yard line. That's where St. Mary's will put it in play.
Freeman on the kick return.
St. Mary's will have it at the 30-yard line.
Kick return ball spotted at the 30-yard line. First and 10 for St. Mary's.
Their third possession of the game.
Last tackle on the kickoff made by Devin Gunn.
First and 10 for the Spartans. Again, they run it off the right side with Freeman. Steady diet. He picks up 9 to the 39.
Freeman on the carry.
They run the first 6 plays. Freeman, the first 6 plays.
9 on the play. Carl Paceable on the tackle. Second and 1.
Second and 1 from the 39 for the Spartans. Again, that tight setup. O'Leary takes a step back, looking to throw. Finds Patrick Henry. Short gain, but it's going to be enough for a first down. They pick up only 2 to the 41, but it's a first down, and St. Mary's will move the chains and hold on to the football.
For first down.
So they have it first and 10 from their 41-yard line. This is Nebo with the carry. And they pile him up back at the 40-yard line. That's going to be a loss of a yard. So it'll be second down and 11. St. Mary's leading at 8-0 here early in the first period.
Second and 11.
If it's a pass,
And now St. Mary's going to get a penalty. They had too many guys in the huddle. That's going to be illegal participation. They had 12 guys in the huddle, and then one guy ran off to the sideline. The official standing right there caught him. It's going to push it back to the 35-yard line. So now it's going to be second and 16 from there. They sent a wide out to the near side. And now we're going to get a timeout called by St. Mary's. Coach Driscoll wants to talk about it with the troops. So the wheels will be turning on both sides, defensively for South Boston, offensively for the Spartans. Leading at 8-6. Been a strange start. St. Mary's had it down deep, fumbled it away. South Boston gave it back on a bad snap on fourth down trying to punt. St. Mary's took advantage of the short field, going 32 yards in 3 plays. Freeman with the touchdown, Barden with the conversion. 8-0 didn't last long. They kicked it off. Boston took it 72 yards for the touchdown. They missed the conversion. It was 8-6. And now St. Mary's got it back. They picked up a first down at their 41, but now they lose the yard on one play. They pick up a 5-yard penalty. for illegal participation. It's going to be 2nd down and 16 as we get back to football here at White Stadium. From the 35, they send the wide out to the near side.
2nd down and 16.
Motion coming, they give it to the motion man. Jalen Echeverria cuts it up inside, gets around the corner, gets close to midfield. They needed 16 for a first down. He picked up 14. They're going to mark it just shy of midfield at the 49. So it's going to be 3rd down and a couple. And now there's flags all over the place. That's going to be against South Boston. Somebody didn't like something. There wasn't a St. Mary's player in view, nowhere near the play. And South Boston going at the official for some reason. And it's going to cost them 15 yards, and that's going to give St. Mary's the first down. They're going to mark it off all the way to the South Boston 36-yard line. And that'll be a first down for the Spartans. So South Boston said something they shouldn't have.
Will the referee please signal the booth regarding the penalty?
The wide out comes to the near side, the wing to the far side. Now we got a whistle. I'm not sure what this is for. They move the ball back a half a yard. They put the football inside the 36. Now they put it back at the 36. That's what the whistle was for. And the public address announcer was actually asked the official what the penalty was so he could announce it. I've never heard that before. Unsportsmanlike conduct is what it was. Freeman off the right side.
Freeman on a carry. Pick up 2 on the play. Tackle by Rowe and Roman.
Picked up 2 to the 34.
Pick up a 3 on the play. 2nd and 7.
Just a steady diet of George Freeman running to that right side. Now he runs it to the left side. Gets inside the 30, picks up 6 to the 28.
Freeman on the inside counter track.
And he's down, and he's not getting up. That would be a huge loss for St. Mary's on both sides of the football.
Pick up a 5 on the play.
Ms. Gagnon, the trainer, out quickly. What a great job she does for St. Mary's in all sports, male and female. Coach Driscoll out to check on his player as well. Freeman, a big part of this St. Mary's offense and defense. Everybody hoping he's going to be okay. St. Mary's with a slight lead of 8-6 right now. The game is important, but right now George Freeman's a little more important as he's down. We talked about this before with soccer and football. That strange preseason. They didn't get a lot of scrimmages in because the brutal heat. It was up way up in the 90s. They couldn't get outside. They practiced indoors a lot, which you can't get a lot done. So they're not in what you call the normal football shape that they would be in, especially at the second game of the season. So you get pulls, you get cramps. And let's hope that's all it is with Mr. Freeman. Ms. Gagnon is still working on him. He's going to get up, And that's a good sign. It's favoring, I don't know if it's the left ankle or the left leg. And the trainer helps him get to the sideline. Again, that would be a huge loss for the Spartans.
After a 5-yard pickup, play resumes. It'll be 3rd down and 3.
So they replace him and we'll get back to football. It'll be 3rd and 2 from the 28-yard line of South Boston. The wing comes to the near side. Hand off to Baden. Cuts it inside, breaks it back to the outside, and he walks in easily inside the cone. 28 yards later, he's in the end zone. And St. Mary's is up the lead to 8, 14-6. The important 2-point conversion could make it a 2-score lead. So Baden started off the left side. Just as he broke past the line of scrimmage, broke it to the sideline. And just snuck inside the cone as Pazable gave him a little shove, but it was too late. He was in the end zone for the touchdown. And St. Mary's, again, will go for 2. Basically the same play for the touchdown. They stay inside. He didn't have to cut it to the outside. Baden goes in easily for the 2-point conversion. So St. Mary's goes 70 yards in 7 plays. With the exception of a 2-yard pass to Patrick Henry, it was all on the ground. Baden going 28 for the score. He also ran in conversion for the 2nd time. And St. Mary's will kick it off. So back-to-back touchdowns by St. Mary's. In between the kick return by Austin. And St. Mary's leads it 16-6. And it will be Baden kicking off. Freeman still not back in yet. Let's hope he's going to be okay.
Baden to kick off.
They nub it. There's a pileup. Let's see who's coming away with the football. Everybody, it's impossible to tell who's on the football. It's right at the St. Mary's bench. The St. Mary's players are there. South Boston players trying to get the football. We got a South Boston player down. St. Mary's has the football. I don't know if that was by design or he just muffed it. Baden was kicking off in place of Freeman. Just kicked a little nubbler off to the right side, right to the St. Mary's bench area. A pile of players fell on the football, fighting for the football. St. Mary's has come away with it. They're going to get it at their 47-yard line. Let's hope the young man from South Boston is okay. They're all working on the South Boston player. So St. Mary's gets it back as we're winding down this first period. South Boston's only run 4 plays, and the 4th play, when they were trying to punt, they snapped the ball over the punter's head and gave St. Mary's a short field.
First and 10 on the 47-yard line of South Boston.
If St. Mary's runs out the period, South Boston will have 4 plays, minus 24 yards, but they've got 6 points. St. Mary's going to get the ball at the 47-yard line. Freeman's on the sideline. He's got 81 yards in this first period to go along with his touchdown. Biden's picks up 27 with his touchdown. Ramirez goes right back to work on offense. The wing to the near side. Looking to throw. Looking for Patrick Henry. Well covered, overthrown, incomplete. That was Martin, the quarterback, with the coverage, along with Paisable. It'll be 2nd and 10 from the 47. O'Leary will bring the play back to the huddle. Running it to the near side, not going to get anything there. Barden loses a yard.
Barton on the carry. Tackled by Sebastian Montero. A loss on the play resulting in 3rd and 11.
3rd down and 11. And we get another timeout.
Called by the Spartans of St. Mary's. That is their 2nd timeout of the first half. They have 3 remaining. South Boston has 4 timeouts remaining.
Again, the wheels turning on both sides, offensively and defensively. And here's trying to cash in on the onside kick that they recovered after scoring a touchdown to spread the lead to 16-6. Looking to get some more daylight between them and South Boston. But they've got to go to work. It's 3rd and 11. From the 48-yard line of South Boston.
It'll be 3rd down and 11 as play resumes. 3rd and 11 for the Spartans.
Low snap. O'Leary rolling to the near side, far side, excuse me. The pass along the end line. He finds Brendan Laundrie. Laundrie made the catch, shy of the 1st down. Gets it to the 38-yard line of South Boston. It's going to be 4th and a couple. And St. Mary's is going to go. So 4th and 2. And St. Mary's reacted. South Boston jumped like they were coming. They didn't make contact. They stepped back, and one of the linemen stepped up and pointed and said, "Did you see him jump?" And the official said, "Yes, but he didn't make contact." And you jumping up and pointing it out, pushes your team back 5 yards. So St. Mary's reacted. They get pushed back 5 with the penalty. So now it's going to be 4th and 7 from the 43-yard line. And before they can run the play, they're going to blow the whistle and end the period. So St. Mary's wins the first period, 16-6. And they're going to look to try and convert on 4th and 7 from the 43-yard line of South Boston. I don't think they're going to punt.
Let's go. Let's go. Go ahead. Let's go.
Freeman with a touchdown, Biden with a touchdown, and 2 conversions.
What let me tell you? You said to get down, right? Let's go. You want to spank him? Let's stop.
Daniel Austin with that big 72-yard kick return for South Boston. St. Mary's has a 2-score lead at the end of 1. St. Mary's with 121 yards rushing, 12 yards passing, 5 first downs for 133 yards of offense. South Boston ran 4 plays. One of them, the bad snap on the punt. They have minus 24 yards of offense, no first downs.
4th down and 7 as we open the second quarter of this ball game. 4th and 7 for the Spartans of St. Mary's. On the 43-yard line of South Boston.
So 4th and 7 from the 43. Motion to the far side. O'Leary slips a tackle, steps up, lets it fly. Laundrie's well behind the defense. I think they thought they had O'Leary down in the backfield and they kind of slowed down. O'Leary slipped the tackle, got loose. Laundrie was 10 yards behind everybody, and O'Leary hit him in stride. St. Mary's makes it 3 for 3. They missed their first time down close, but they've scored 3 in a row. They lead it 22-6 on the 43-yard pass play from Derek O'Leary to Brendan Laundrie. And they look for 2 again. And if you're South Boston, you look for Baden going off the left side. It's either Freeman going right or Baden going left. They give it to Baden off the left side, and he walks in. He's got 3 conversions.
On the 2-point conversion run, it is good.
And St. Mary's has opened up a 24-6 lead, 1 play into the second period.
24-6 lead
And they'll kick it off again.
over South Boston.
St. Mary's well on their way to making it 2 in a row. He'll kick it off again. He'll be Baden. Freeman's still not in there.
Barton to kick off for St. Mary's. DePina and Austin back deep for South Boston.
Last time they nubbed it. I don't think they'll do that again. They recovered the onside kick, and that led to the 47-yard drive in 4 plays, overcoming a penalty. St. Mary's looked like they were offside. At the 31-yard line, getting knocked down is Maenzia Freeman. as he gets it to the 36. And that's where South Boston will put it in play. 1st and 10 from their own 36.
My hands are Freeman on the return.
We're one play and the kickoff into the second period.
First down and 10 for South Boston from their 36-yard line.
Take double the wideouts to either side. The handoff to Austin. He gets a couple.
Daniel Austin on the carry.
Out to the 38.
Comes 2 on the play. 2nd and 8.
It's only the second plus play. And it comes on their first possession in the second period. They have it 2nd and 8 from the 38-yard line.
Barton and Henry on the last tackle.
They hand it off. Trying to get around the corner, gets buried and get pushed all the way back deep. They pushed him all the way back inside the 20, but they're going to mark his forward progress dead at the 29-yard line. So they lose 9 more. They just keep going backwards.
On that play made by DJ DeCenzo.
And it's going to be 3rd and 17 from the 29-yard line.
10-yard loss.
They can't get anything going offensively. They've only had 2+ plays. 1 for 4 and 1 for 2 yards. They're minus. They haven't picked up a first down. The only shining light was the kick return by Austin. Other than that, they've had nothing. And now, too much time.
Play a game against South Boston.
That's going to cost them 5 more. And they're going to mark it back to the 24. The last thing they want to have to do is punt the way the ball has been snapped. Last time they tried to punt, went over the punter's head, gave St. Mary's field position, they scored their first touchdown. So they don't want to do that again.
3rd and 25 for South Boston.
So now it's 3rd and 22
Following the penalty.
from the 24-yard line. 3 wideouts to the near side, 1 to the far side. Austin tried to go in motion. They stop him. They snap it over Martin's head. All the way back inside the 10, all the way back to the 5. The ball is loose. Joseph Rogue makes his second fumble recovery. The first one, he picked up a St. Mary's fumble and returned it 33 yards. Now he saves
Results in a bigger loss for
South Boston there. The ball was bouncing around. He falls on it at the 5-yard line. They lose 19 more on another bad snap. And now they have to worry about punting the ball out of their own end zone.
19-yard loss on the last
They need
play.
41 yards, which obviously they're not going to worry about because they're going to punt the football. But they are going to worry about snapping the ball because the ball's at the 5. And Martin got buried on that play. We hope he's going to be okay. It's been a long first half. Freeman went down. Montero went down for South Boston. Now Martin is down. And South Boston just can't get going anywhere on offense. We're into the third period. They're minus 55 yards of offense. They've only had 2+ plays. 1 for 4, 1 for 2. Has Martin walking off. Let's hope he's going to be okay. And now Tony DePina's got to worry about going back in the end zone and not stepping out of the end zone and handling the kick and getting away without a run back. St. Mary's could get outstanding field position. With a run back, they could maybe even run it into the end zone, but they get great field position to add to a 24-6 lead. So DePena will be standing just about at the end line. Can't take a step back, that's for sure. And we're going to get another timeout called by South Boston. So a lot of timeouts for injuries, a lot of timeouts. And it's been a long first half. A big plus for St. Mary's, leading at 24-6 and totally shutting South Boston down. We mentioned Sean Driscoll. Jermaine Satterwhite is the head coach for South Boston. And he's trying to find something, anything, to unlock the offense. They just can't get going. St. Mary's has shut them down totally, and they've shut themselves down as well, snapping the football. Just under 8 minutes left in this second period. All St. Mary's leading at 24-6. Freeman with a touchdown. Barden with a touchdown. O'Leary to Laundry for a touchdown. Barden has rushed in 3 conversions. Everything going St. Mary's way. And now they're going to get very good field position off this punt. And here's the snap again over the head out of the end zone. So they're going to get even better position. They're going to pick up 2 points. The snap went over the punter's head out of the end zone. And the score now goes 26-6. And South Boston is going to have to kick it off from the 20-yard line. So open up the closet door. Whatever can fall out on South Boston's head is falling out. They snapped it badly on the first punt. Gave St. Mary's great field position. And they went in and scored. They snap it again here over the punter's head. Out of the end zone for a safety. And prior to that, they snapped it over the quarterback's head. Got their quarterback buried. He had to be helped off the field. Hopefully he's going to be okay. They lost 19 on the play, so 3 snaps from center has cost South Boston dearly. One set up St. Mary's touchdown. The other one cost them 19. And the last one cost him 2 points, snapping it out of the end zone. And now Robles will kick it off again from his own 20-yard line. And St. Mary's should get at least decent field position here. With a run back, they could be right back looking at good field position again. At the 34-yard line. Starting up the near side. That's Mark Nebo. So all things considered, South Boston didn't come out of this too badly, kicking from their 20-yard line. They're going to put it at the 48-yard line,
Ball will be spotted at the 48-yard line.
where it will be 1st and 10 for the Spartans.
From their 48-yard line.
From the St. Mary's 48, 1st and 10. And everybody gets a head start. They just snap the football. Looked like a fire drill. Everybody trying to get out of the building.
St. Mary's, 5-yard penalty.
They snapped the ball like 10 seconds after everybody started upfield.
Setting up first down.
So that'll push it back to the 46, or 43, excuse me. It'll be 1st and 15 for the Spartans. Nebo is in there at running back. Freeman still not back. Nebo gets the call, cuts it up inside, stays on his feet, gets it back into South Boston territory.
Nybo on the carry.
He picks up 9. It'll be 2nd down and 6 from the 48 of South Boston. Nebo again started to the middle, cuts it to the outside, backs his way for an extra yard or 2. Inside the 45, they're going to mark it at the 44. Six and a half and counting left in this first half. A big one for St. Mary's, leading at 26-6. They'll have it 3rd and 2. From the South Boston 44.
Down and 3.
Direct snap to Laundry, who was in there. He's usually a wide receiver. He gets it to the 30-yard line, picks up 14 and a first down.
13-yard pickup on the play. First down for the Spartans. Carl Faithful with the last tackle. Timeout, South Boston. The Knights have 2 timeouts remaining in the first half of this game. We're at 5 minutes.
Another timeout.
St. Mary's Spartans leading at 26.
St. Mary's will have it 1st and 10 at the South Boston 30-yard line. They missed on their first possession. They've scored on their next 3, 4 if you count the safety. They're trying to make it 4 for 4 possessions and touchdowns. And they have it 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line of South Boston. Back to football. It's been a long first half. Wing comes to the near side. St. Mary's moves. It's going to cost them 5. He'll push it back to the 35. And for the second time in this drive, it'll be 1st and 15.
Bring up 1st and 15.
The initial play cost them 5.
From the 35-yard line of South Boston.
Now after they pick up a first down, they pick up 5 more penalty yards, and it'll be 1st and 15 again. Nebo with the carry.
Nabo on the carry. Tackle by Robles.
They put it back at the 35 for no gain. 2nd and 15.
Tackle by Robles and Sandin. No gain on the play. 2nd down, 15.
Rodriguez has a wide out to the far side, the wing to the near side. Nebo off the right side, hit, knocked back as he picks up a couple. He'll get it to the 33. So it'll be 3rd and 13 for the Spartans. From their own, from the South Boston 33-yard line.
3rd and 13.
O'Leary rolling to the far side, looks back to the near side, wide open Nebo. O'Leary did a nice job. He rolled out to the far side, looked back Nebo on the near sideline all by himself, hit him right on the numbers, gets down to the 6-yard line, 27 yards on the pass play. They overcome the penalty again. They overcome 3rd and 13, and they pick it 1st and goal at the 6.
Pass completes the 20 yards. Ball spotted at the 6-yard line of South
Try to really put this one away early if it's not already.
St. Mary's 1st and goal from the South Boston 6.
Bowden off the left side gets inside the 5. They pile him up and push him back. The official standing at the 3-yard line. That's where they'll put the football. 2nd and goal from the 3. St. Mary's knocking on the door yet again, trying to make it 4 for 4. They were stopped the first time on a fumble, opening drive of the game. They've scored 3 straight times. They give it to Nebo off the right side. Keeps his balance, goes airborne, and they just knock him down. Austin got a piece of him and knocked him just shy. They're actually inside the 1. We call it the 1. He picked up 2. So 3rd down from the 1.
3rd and goal from the 1-yard line for St. Mary's.
We got a player down, but okay. Austin's coming out. Boy, he's putting on a show on the sideline. He was clapping and stomping. He took his helmet off. He slammed it to the ground. He made the hit that kept Nebo out of the end zone just shy. They're talking to him on the sideline. He was really upset. He's starting to go back in the game. The referee comes over and talks
Last call.
to Coach Satterwhite.
Out. Who is it on?
South Boston's not happy. Austin's going back. I don't think they threw him out. He didn't. I don't think he did that much, but they're replacing him. And Martin, who went out earlier, hurt. Thank goodness he's back. We're nice to see him healthy again. But Austin's going to be on the sideline. For some reason, they won't let him back in the game. From the 1 yard line. O'Leary straight ahead. They get a piece of his shirt, but they can't keep him out. He falls in for the touchdown, so O'Leary gets in the act, scoring a touchdown from 1 yard out. Makes it 32-6 with 2 ticks over 2 minutes left till halftime. And if you're South Boston here, you look for Baden going off the left side. All 3 conversions have been Baden off the left side. And they give it to Baden off the left side, and they pile him up. So it took them a while to catch on, but they finally do. They knock Baden down. So St. Mary's goes 52 yards in 9 plays. After the safety with South Boston kicking it away. 14 yards picked up by Laundry on the direct snap. 27 yards. A big pickup on 3rd and 13. O'Leary to Nebo. Got it down to the 6. 3 carries. The final one by O'Leary, the 1 yard for the touchdown. Makes it 32-6. St. Mary's will kick it off as we're closing down this first half. Yeah, it's been a long one with a lot of timeouts, a lot of people getting hurt. Stopping the clock. Biden will kick it off again. Shot kick and on a hop. Robles grabbed it, squeezed it, and at the South Boston 43-yard line is where they'll put it in play.
The ball will be spotted at the 44-yard line. South Boston will take over at the 43-yard line. First down and 10 for the Knights.
First and 10 from there. Still looking for their first down of the half. They triple the wideouts to the near side, 1 to the far side. Martin back in the quarterback. Motion going. They hand it off. They run it back to the line of scrimmage for no gain.
Man on the carry, no gain.
Austin's back in there after that performance on the sideline. So no gain on the play. Second and 10 from the 43. Again, they send 3 wideouts to the near side. 1 to the far side. Looking over the middle. Wide open, Freeman cutting. Good throw by Martin. That ball should have been caught. It's incomplete.
Bringing up third down and 10.
It'll be 3rd down and 10 as we got a minute left. Again, wideouts everywhere. High snap over the middle. A little low and behind the Pena, breaking to the middle. That was basically the same pass play. The other one should have been caught. That one was a little low and up and inside to the near side. And it's going to bring up a 4th down. And with under a minute left, no sense punting here. Down 32-6, you might as well go. 4th and 10. Again, 3 wideouts. And one of them gets a really head start. Grant Kerr was off and running slightly ahead of the snap. He was 10 yards downfield. They still hadn't snapped the ball. So they'll move it back to the 38. And it'll be 4th and 15. Doesn't get any easier for South Boston in this one. Again, a high snap. Martin under pressure. Takes off and runs with it. Slides well shy of the 1st down. Got back to the original line of scrimmage. Got the 5-yard penalty back.
Martin on the short gain.
He's limping coming off the field. St. Mary's will take over the football at the South Boston 43-yard line. South Boston's going to wind up with minus 50 yards and no 1st downs in the 1st half.
St. Mary's takes
St.
over.
Mary's doesn't have to do much here.
South Boston 43-yard line. 1st and
38 seconds left.
38.5 seconds to go to half.
The wing is to the far side. They give it to Aflito. Ducks his head, picks up 8. Down to the 35, and that should be it. They don't have to run another play.
Salaflido
They can just get out of
on the
here.
carry.
With the clock winding down, they can just watch it run out.
Pick up on the play, 2nd and 2.
But they're going to run a play. Aflito again at the line of scrimmage, and that'll do it. So he picked up 8. St. Mary's is going to wind up with 164 yards rushing, 82 passing
2-6 over the night.
for 246 yards of offense, 8 1st downs. South Boston minus 50 yards rushing, no passing, no 1st downs. St. Mary's 32-6. They missed on their 1st time. They fumbled. They've scored 4 consecutive times, 5 if you count the safety. And at halftime, it's St. Mary's 32. Welcome back to White
South
Stadium
Boston
as we set the start the 2nd half. St. Mary's will kick off to South Boston. And just total domination by St. Mary's in the 1st half. South Boston will be looking for their first down in the ball game here in the 3rd period. Minus 50 yards rushing. Freeman had a big 1st period. He had 81 yards rushing. He's been out ever since. Biden rushed for 30. Nebo rushed for 16. O'Leary threw for 1, ran for 1.
Low kick fielded by
He had that safety as well. South Boston having a lot of problems with the snap. 3 snaps have cost them dearly. A touchdown, and a safety. Now they'll have the ball at their 30-yard line to start the 2nd half. So the only thing they can do now is just work on what they're going to work on for next week, because this one is virtually in the bag for St. Mary's, leading it 32-6. Running to the near side, getting to the 35. And that's Austin.
Austin on a carry. Dytran on the tackle.
He picked up 5. That's the longest run of the day.
Second and 5.
Second and 5 for South Boston. High snap to Martin. Austin again. Second, third effort. Knocked his helmet off.
Austin on a carry.
Let's see how much forward progress they give him.
3-yard pick.
They give him to the 38 for 3.
Tackle by Haley. Third down. 3.
He's South Boston's leading rusher with 14 yards and 4 carries. First time they've had back-to-back plus yardage. Third down and 2. DePina with the carry. Not going to get the first down. We got a flag on the play. I think it's going to be against St. Mary's. There was a little extracurricular activity, a little push at the end of the play, and it's going to cost St. Mary's. They got back to the line of scrimmage for no gain. And a personal foul is going to give South Boston their first down.
That resulted in a first down.
There was a pileup. South Boston player looking down at the pile, and one of the St. Mary's players gave it. It wasn't a huge shove. It was just a little gentle shove, but he knocked him down, and the official saw it. And that's going to give South Boston their first down of the ball game, and they get it at the St. Mary's 47.
Following the 15-yard penalty.
Second time they get into St. Mary's territory, Rogue
It is first down.
returned the fumble on the first series
South Boston.
inside the 45.
7-yard line of St. Mary's.
Motion coming to the near side. Austin with the carry. Gets tripped up. Xavier Copeland was down on the ground and got a piece of Austin. He lost a yard.
Austin on the carry, lost of a yard. Tackles made by Copeland. Second and 11 after a loss of 1.
Overthrowing DePina out in the flat.
Nathan Martin's pass ball incomplete.
Third and 11.
Down and 11.
First series of the second half. A big first half for St. Mary's, well on their way to 2-0. And the overthrow again, that's going to be holding against St. Mary's. Pass couldn't be caught, but Dutron was doing a little dance with DePena. He grabbed him and held on, and that's going to cost St. Mary's. They're calling it interference. They overthrew DePena, threw it right into the South Boston bench area, but DePena couldn't go anywhere. He got wrapped up. Tron had him around and spun him around, and it's a big 15-yarder. So 2 first downs, both 15-yard penalties against St. Mary's. South Boston holds on to the football. DePena in motion. We got a flag on the play. Austin with the carry. Let's see what. I think they're saying offside St. Mary's. So they'll mark it to the 28. It'll be 1st and 5. They'll obviously take the penalty. Only got 1 yard on the play. So St. Mary's just picked up 30 yards, 35 yards. In the last 5 plays. 1st and 5. Martin taking a long time. Looking to try and throw. He's going to get wrapped up and knocked back for a loss. Back to the 33. So they give back the 5 yards that St. Mary's gave him in penalties. Second and 10. Motion coming to the near side. They give it to the motion man. They lose the football. Matthias Haley falls on it. So they give it away at the 34. So they wind up gaining 1 yard on that drive. They can't take advantage of the 35 yards in penalties against St. Mary's. They pick up 2 first downs, both of them to 15-yard penalties against St. Mary's, so they haven't earned a first down as yet. St. Mary's will have it at their own 34-yard line. Matthias Haley. Couldn't have been any easier. He was standing there, nobody within 10 yards of him. The football landed, all he had to do was fall on it. Back to the line of scrimmage with Baden for no gain. Second and 10 for the Spartans. Well, here he brings the play back to the huddle. High snap. Getting across to 35, that's Nebo.
Spartans to carry.
Get to 38 for 4.
They're going 4 on the play.
3rd and 6 for the Spartans. At the 38-yard line. Their own 38-yard line. And we got a whistle. And Mary called a timeout before the play.
That is their first of the second half. With 4
So it's a full timeout. Everybody will go to the sideline. We're in the 3rd period.
the Spartans leading.
Just over 4 minutes left in the 3rd period. This went a little bit quicker. Again, we hope Freeman's going to be okay. We haven't seen him since he made that run and went down in the 1st period. Good look here at St. Mary's sideline. Third and 6 from their own 38. The way the defense is playing for St. Mary's, this could be 4-down territory. D-boy gets loose, gets across the 40. They're going to be shy. They put it at the 41. He got half of it. He got 3.
Baseball on the tackle.
4th and 3 from the 41. I think they're going to go. Valeria staying in. Now we're going to get a 30-second timeout called by St. Mary's.
St. Mary's. That is their second timeout in the second half. They have 3 remaining. 3:19 to play in the 3rd quarter.
First possession for St. Mary's here in the period. South Boston ate up a lot of yardage, mainly on 35 yards and penalties against St. Mary's, and then it came up short, turned it over at the St. Mary's 34. And now St. Mary's needs 4 for first down. And they give it to Freeman. He's back in the game, down the sideline, loose, out in front. Goes in for a touchdown, but I think it's coming back. Nice to see him back on the field, but I think it's coming back. There was a little stutter in the backfield that got everybody up close. He got the outside and beat everybody down the sideline, but it's coming back. That's the bad news. The good news is it was Freeman running the football. Illegal block against St. Mary's. They're going to put the ball down. I don't understand this. They're putting it at the 13-yard line.
By St. Mary's. Legal block in the back. Ball be spotted at the 13-yard line.
I don't understand. Now they're going to mark it back to the 23 after that.
The ball be spotted at the 23-yard line.
I don't know if he stepped out
Wiping out the 59
at the 13.
run by Freeman.
They mark it back to the 23.
And 10 for St. Mary's.
That puts Freeman over 100 yards.
Foul ball.
127.
Fleeto on last carry.
Fleeto with the carry. Gets it to the 15. Picks up 8. Fleeto again.
Fleeto on the carry. Down to the 6-yard line. First and goal.
Down to the 6.
Spartans of St. Mary's.
First and goal from the 6. Hit and buried. Back near the 10. Let's see where they spot it.
Fleeto on the carry. Stacked up for little or no gain.
Body's slow getting up. One body's not getting up. Looks like two bodies are not getting up.
Back to the 3-yard loss on the play. Back to the 9. Second and goal.
They put the ball at the 10. They lost 4 on the play. Actually, they put it at the 9. So they lost 3. Second and goal from the 9. Laundry is a wide out to the far side. And we get a timeout. "30-second timeout." So Boston, the entire team started to go to the sideline. The official said no, only one. From the 9, second down. Coming to the near side, that's Freeman. He's going to lose yardage. They put it back at the 12. He lost 3.
Tackle by Rowe.
Third and goal from the 12, and I think we've reached the end of the third period. As the clock winds down, they'll let it run. So a very quick third period. One possession each team. Well, Boston couldn't take advantage of 35 penalties yardage assessed to St. Mary's. They turned it over at the 34. St. Mary's started this drive from here. They had it first and goal at the 6, but they've lost 6 in 2 plays. So it's going to bring up third down and goal from the 12. So that was the first period that we haven't had a score. Shutout by both teams in the third period. So it'll be a happy bus ride back to Lynn for the Spartans. As they're going to get their second win under their new coach, Sean Driscoll.
As we start the fourth quarter,
They'll have it
St. Mary's ball.
at the 12-yard line is where they'll have it. They give it to Freeman again. Turning the corner. So Freeman gets it down. Let's see where they spot the football. They put it at the 8. So they give him 4. And it's going to bring up a 4th down. 4th and goal from the 8. Nice to see Freeman back in the game. So they can't be bothering that bad. They certainly wouldn't risk him in the game here with it 32-6. And they're going to wrap up Freeman in the backfield for a loss. So South Boston all over Freeman on that play. Back to the 15-yard line. So he lost 7 on the play. He's at 121 yards. And South Boston will get it at their 15-yard line. DePina with the carry. Gets 3 to the 18. It'll bring up a 2nd and 7. Three wideouts to the far side, 1 to the near side. Austin in the backfield. Looking to throw, in trouble, and now just throws it away. Couldn't find anybody downfield, finally just threw it away. Martin's a junior. 6 foot, 170. Rolling out to the near side, trying to buy some time. All over him. St. Mary's putting good pressure on Martin there, and he had to throw it away. So 3rd and 7 from the 18-yard line. They dump it off. Austin gets hit almost immediately. That's O'Leary with the defensive play.
Martin's pass complete to Austin. George Percy
Back
on the tackle.
to the original line of scrimmage. They lose 3 yards.
Bring up 3rd and 5.
Actually, it's the 20-yard line. They picked up 2. And it's going to bring up a 4th down. And this will be exciting if they go back in punt formation because they've been snapping the ball. Every time they're going punt formation, they snapped it over the punter's head.
Timeout. South Boston.
And we're going to get a timeout. They probably want to talk about the snap.
They have 4 remaining.
St. Mary's missed on their first possession. They got a bad snap. They got great field position. They got down close. They fumbled it away. They scored on the next 4 possessions. Again, 5 if you count the safety. They finally got shut down. They had it 1st and goal at the 6. South Boston toughened up, pushed them all the way back to the 15. They wound up losing 9,
4th down.
turning the ball over, and now South Boston will kick it away if they can handle the snap.
Needed a punt.
And now South Boston moves. It's going to cost them 5.
Legal procedure against South Boston.
I mentioned before, open the closet door, whatever can fall out. South Boston's going to want to forget this game. Wipe this out. If they're taping this, the coaches want to burn the tape. Snap is high, and I don't believe they're faking the punt. They're going to get knocked out of the 23-yard line. I don't believe they faked the punt.
Pena on the fake punt.
They had it 4th and 10 from the 15, and they faked it. They get out to the 22.
Ball be spotted at the 22-yard line.
That's their longest run of the day.
To St. Mary's. St. Mary's 1st down and 10 from the 22.
St. Mary's will have it at the 22-yard line. They finally got a good snap for the punt, and they faked it. I suppose if you're losing 32-6, what's the worst that can happen? New faces out there for St. Mary's. Percy breaks a couple of tackles, stays in his feet, and walks in for a touchdown. So the backups get in the act. Not very good tackling by South Boston. They had him 3 times. Percy broke loose. He's got 1 carry for 22 yards.
For a 23-yard touchdown. No flags on the play.
That puts St. Mary's over 200 yards rushing, and we got players down all over the place. St. Mary's, South Boston.
South Boston 6.
Percy's a freshman. He went straight ahead, bounced off a couple of people, broke a couple of tackles. The last tackle he shed was at about the 10-yard line. and he walked straight to the goalpost. One carry for 32 yards for Percy, or 22 yards, excuse me. And I said they went over 200. They're 199 rushing. Closing in on 300 yards. 281. And they're going to look to kick the extra point. George Freeman will look to kick the extra point. Probably look and see if they can use this down the line someplace, because they've been going for 2 on every series, every score. Freeman kicks off, so he knows how to use that right foot. They get it down, and he kicks it through easily. So that might be something Coach Driscoll wants to look at in the future. So St. Mary's all over South Boston, 39-6. And that's going to be a happy time on the sidelines, because there's going to be a lot of new faces coming in to get some playing time. St. Mary's will kick it off. This will be Baden again, I believe.
Tina and Austin back deep, South Boston.
Picked up at the 25-yard line. DePina gets loose down the sideline. One man to beat. Laundrie saves a touchdown. Nice run by DePina. Here's the deepest penetration they've had. Down at the 27-yard line. 48 yards, the return by Tony DePina. Austin in the backfield with Martin. Austin gets the handoff, coming to the near side. Cuts it up inside, breaks a tackle, breaks another tackle, and walks in the end zone. That's his second touchdown. He returned the kick earlier. And that's, with under 6 minutes to play in the game, that's South Boston's first down. 27 yards on the play. Austin takes care of the conversion as well.
St. Mary's 39 and South
And it's 39-14. And let's see if they try an onside kick here. Austin has 40 yards rushing. They're getting closer to getting on the plus side. They have minus 15 yards. 3 first downs, 2 of them on those 2 15-yard penalties on that one drive against St. Mary's. So that's the first down they've earned in the ballgame. Set up by the 48-yard return by Tony DePina. One play, they go 27 yards with Austin. South Boston will kick it off. Again, let's see if they try an onside kick, kind of get the ball back. Once again, it'll be Carlos Robles kicking it off. He's been busy using that foot. He kicks it sideways. They're trying to let it go. St. Mary's should have let it go because it didn't go 10 yards. But falling on it was Tony Bello.
Ball be spotted at the South Boston 48-yard line.
The ball didn't get to midfield. It's going to be at South Boston 48-yard line. And that's where St. Mary's will put it in play. (39-14), St. Mary's. Again, it's going to be a happy bus ride back to Lynn. They're going to go 2-0 under the new coach, Sean Driscoll. The wing is to the far side. Percy gets the carry, and that's going to cut down on his yards per carry. He had 1 carry for 22 yards. And a touchdown. He's going to lose 2 here. Second and 12. St. Mary's just look to run the clock now, shrink this game and get out of here. They're very happy that Freeman got to get back in the ball game. He rushed for 121 yards. Barden for 30. Nebo for 23. Flito again back to the line of scrimmage, no gain. Third and 12. So Freeman has a touchdown and a point after kick. Borden has a touchdown and 3 conversions. O'Leary ran for 1, passed for 1. Percy has run for 1. Laundry caught 2 passes for 53, ran for 14, and one of those passes was a 43-yard touchdown from O'Leary. And now Percy runs straight ahead inside the 45. They put it at the 44 for 6. Percy's run for 26.
4th and 6.
Nebo ran for 23. So they spread out with everybody. Fourth down and 6. Taking a lot of time on the sideline. That generally means a timeout. Wings to the near side. Looked like they got a head start, and they did.
Legal procedure against St. Mary's.
Ali Barry, a freshman, is the new quarterback. They mark it back to the 49. So the one negative that St. Mary's going to take out of this game are the penalties. They've had a bundle of them.
4th and 11.
You can get away with it when you're leading 39-14. You get in those close games, those penalties are going to kill you. St. Mary's hasn't punted all day. They're not going to change that now. They need 11. They snap it, and they do punt it. I'm kind of surprised. It'll die right at the 30-yard line.
Quick kick by Ali Barry. Ball spot at the 31-yard line.
Barry went back and sort of a shotgun
1st down
and just kicked it away.
at their 31-yard line.
Yeah, they put the ball at the 31. And that's where South Boston will put it in play. All new faces in here for St. Mary's, as you would expect. They're going to go to 2-0. Freeman went in for the 3. Baden with the rush, 8-0. Austin returned the kick, 72 yards. It was 8-6. Baden 28. Then took the conversion, 16-6. O'Leary to Brendan Laundrie, 43 yards. And Austin gets the call. And again, they take his helmet off. Marvin's Raziris made the tackle and took his helmet off at the same time. I don't know if he has that thing strapped on right. That's the second time he's lost it.
Timeout, South Boston. They have 2 remaining in regulation.
They put the ball to 39. They gave him 8. So Baden won 28. He rushed the conversion. It was 24-6. Snap over the punter's head for a safety, made it 26-6. O'Leary from the 1 made it 32-6, and that was halftime. Percy ran in for 23. Freeman kicked the extra point to make it 39-6. Austin got his second touchdown going 27. And now this is DePina with a nice run getting down the sideline into St. Mary's territory for their second earned first down in the ball game. They've got 4, 2 of them by penalty. He gets down to the 30-yard line. 31 yards for DePina. First and 10 from the 30. Austin's touchdown on 37, and he ran in the conversion, make it 39-14. And now Martin is going to get buried in the backfield, back at the 40-yard line.
Tackle by Daniel Laria.
They lost 10.
5-yard loss on the play. 2nd and 15.
That run by DePina put them in plus in the rush column. They were minus 42 yards rushing. Austin ran that touchdown, put it minus 15. And that was with 3 minutes left in the game, they were minus 15. But DePina's 31 yards rushing finally puts him into the plus side. St. Mary's went over 200 yards rushing, 82 passing, 287 yards and 11 first downs. From the 40.
Legal motion. South Boston.
And we're going to get a first down, excuse me, a timeout. And before we get the timeout, somebody moved, it cost them 5. So we put it back to the 45.
The penalty is 2nd down and 20 as we have less than 2 minutes left in regulation of this contest.
Off the left side. Austin gets down inside the 35. Put it to 39. He picked up 6. Now they put it at the 40. So give him 5.
The clock is running.
Rolling, looking, dumping it off. Too far, just out of play, looking for DePina.
Bringing up 4th and 10.
At the 35.
Fourth down and 10.
Fourth down from the 35. They give it to Austin, turns the corner, breaks a tackle, cuts it back, and walks in for his 3rd touchdown. Nice run by Austin.
35-yard touchdown run for South Boston.
His 3rd touchdown. He's picked up 3 of their 3 first downs that they have in the game to go along with the 2 penalties. He becomes the leading rusher in the game with 93 yards. And they do it against the backups, but he looked good running the football. 35 yards for the touchdown. They give it to DePina. He walks in. So it's 39-22. He'll kick off and St. Mary's can take a knee and get out of here and get this one over. Austin, the leading rusher for South Boston, winds up with 93 yards rushing. $69 yards in 6 plays that drive. They had to go a little bit further with the penalty. go 74. So they wind up with 59 yards rushing. They finally get in the plus side. 2 yards passing. They pick up 5 first downs, 2 of them penalties against St. Mary's. Freeman will be the lead rusher with 121. Hebrew ran for 23. Barden ran for 30. Percy with a couple of carries ran for 26. Freeman with a touchdown and a conversion kick. Barden with a touchdown, 3 conversions. O'Leary ran for 1, passed for 1. Percy ran for 1. Laundrie caught 1 for a touchdown, also had 1 carry for 14 yards. St. Mary's piles up 205 on the ground, 82 in the air. 43 of them on the pass to Laundrie for the touchdown. They try another onside kick. And I think they kicked it again to try and get it 10 yards. They throw the flag. So St. Mary's is going to go 2-0. South Boston is going to go 0-2. And South Boston had an awful lot of problems snapping the football. 3 snaps in the first period cost them dearly. 1 set up St. Mary's for a touchdown. Another one pushed them deep in their end. And the third one snapped over the punter's head out of the end zone for a safety. And they had all kinds of problems. Late into the fourth period, they were minus 42 yards rushing with only 2 first downs, and both of those came on penalties. Their last 2 drives, 27 yards in 1 play, 69 and 6, although they had to go 74 with the penalty. Both of those came against the backups. So they finally get into the plus side, rushing 59 yards. But St. Mary's rushed for over 200, and the shining light was that George Freeman came back in the game and was okay. So again, St. Mary's will go to 2-0. South Boston will drop to 0-2. And St. Mary's puts 39 on the board. The backups get into it with Percy scoring a touchdown. South Boston finally got it going, scoring 2 against the backups. Dan Austin scores 3 touchdowns and a conversion. He accounts for 20 of the 22. DePina did a nice job. He ran a kick back 48 to set up a touchdown. And he also had a 31-yard run from scrimmage to set up a touchdown. St. Mary's takes the knee, and that'll do it. So St. Mary's missed on their first possession. They scored on 4 of their next 4 possessions, 4 in a row. And again, 5 if you count the safety. And they win it going away. South Boston made it close against the backups, but it was 39-22 St. Mary's to go 2-0 and give Sean Driscoll, the new coach, his 2nd straight win. Now on to Manning Field to take on Catholic Memorial in a big one on Friday night, trying to go 3-0. St. Mary's 39, South Boston 22. We hope you enjoyed it. I'm John Hoffman saying we'll see you next time.